Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. Welcome back to Big Mike Talks, where today I'm talking about the start of the week in pro wrestling. So grab yourself a snack, maybe something to drink, and let's do this. So, first things first, we gotta get out of the way, is Brock Lesnar attacking Cody Rhodes. So bad in a backstage area. Apparently so bad it hurt Cody Rhodes' arm. We'll get to that a little later, because this night-long storyline was pretty interesting, I'd say. Then we cut to the ring. We get a Paul Heyman promo, because apparently we're still dealing with the wild card rule because brand split low. Basically hyping up the Brock Lesnar-Cody match for whatever reason. Like, I know Heyman was the advocate for Brock Lesnar back in the day, but I do not understand why you would do that. Brings up Roman and Solo taking the tag titles from KO and Sammy. That brings Sammy and KO out. And then Heyman just bails. Like, 1 minute he's in the ring, their music hits, and then he just leaves. And then Sammy and KO cut a promo to themselves, or to... I don't know, it was a weird promo. KO brought up that Roman is dedicating his victory at Night of Champions to the Wild Samoans, while KO and Sammy dedicate it to the Usos, which, that's very interesting. Some cracks being shown. But tonight we got some business to handle with Imperium. That brings out the boys in Imperium. They then surround the ring. Looks like they're getting ready to attack. And, of course, Matt Riddle makes the save, because we can have something interesting instead of just Matt Riddle. Don't get me wrong. I like Matt Riddle. He's a good wrestler. He doesn't really add anything to this dynamic. Like, maybe something fresh, like a Nakamura or a Ricochet, something like that, to add a little bit more intrigue and to maybe elevate someone else up the card. Anyway, we then cut to backstage. The interviewer is trying to get an update on Cody. Adam Pearce then comes out. He pretty much says Cody is still being evaluated, and we'll have an update later on in the evening. We then get highlights from the number one contendership battle royal from the other week, where Ali lastly eliminated Reed and Ricochet. We then get a singles match between Bronson Reed and Ricochet. And, that was a surprisingly competitive match. Like, normally the big guy versus the little guy, it'd be completely one-sided, 20-second squash. These guys got a little bit more time. They told a decent story. The chemistry was a little bit off, but I had fun with it. It was a fun opener. Of course, winner via the Tsunami, Bronson Reed. So, hopefully we get to see a Bronson Reed push sometime in the near future, because, honestly, I think he deserves it. He's the modern age Bam Bam Bigelow. If you don't know who that is, he's a Jersey native, bit of a bigger guy, but he can move around like a cruiserweight. So, we got that. We then get an Apollo Crews interview. He says he's happy to be back on the main roster, and he's ready to prove himself once again. He is then interrupted by Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Pretty much saying, Dom saying, oh, this was supposed to be Rhea's time. We had this time to send a message. Apollo Crews is like, no, this is my time right now. You get next. And then Dom, Rhea, and Apollo start going at it a little bit. Then Apollo Crews walks off. Rhea Ripley then calls out Natalya for a match at Night of Champions, in which, I mean, not that super excited for Natalya. I like Natalya as a wrestler, but her in 2023 getting a title opportunity just seems off. Then Apollo Crews comes back and he's like, oh, you guys are still here and still talking? This was still supposed to be my time. Then Dom pretty much says behind Rhea, oh, what are you going to do about it? What am I going to do? I'll see you in the ring and I'll show you. So, a little later on, we'll get Dominic Mysterio versus Apollo Crews, which, you know, I'll review that a little later. We get part 3 of the Seth Rollins interview, where he pretty much says, yeah, I love Roman like a brother, but lately I do not like Roman. He has zero respect for Roman Reigns and his current title reign. Says he's poisoned by his own ego, which that's a great way of putting what's going on with Roman Reigns. Says he's taken opportunities away from everyone else by holding both the WWE and Universal titles. Which is why once he wins the World Heavyweight title, we can all move on and forget about Roman. Which, yes please. He says he's going to be around and he wants challenges, in which, if you've seen the news recently, he is going to be in Captain America New World Order. So, and that started filming Monday, I think. So, he might be out for a little bit. A little hypocritical, but we'll see what happens. And he says he wants to carry the torch once Roman is gone. He puts over AJ Styles, his opponent for Night of Champions. He's ready for Night of Champions. Ready to go. We then get part 4 a little later. We'll talk about it. We then get a backstage Judgment Day interview, which was dominated by Balor. Balor goes over the contendership matches, the tournament for the World Heavyweight title, says Nakamura costs Priest the title shot. And he says if someone disrespects one of Judgment Day, you disrespect all of us? Alright, so where were you when Apollo Crews was talking smack to Dom? Just saying. And then, he says once we get by Nakamura, Judgment Day are going for the titles. So, we'll see what happens there. Should be interesting. We then get this weird Zoe Stark vignette, which leads into Candice LeRae versus Zoe Stark, which, started out a bit one-sided. Candice LeRae did build back up, including a dive to the outside. Nikki Cross comes down the ramp and joins ringside. I guess she and Candice LeRae are still friends. I don't know the relationship here, really. Then on an outside dive, Candice LeRae then tosses Stark back in. Then Nikki Cross grabs Candice LeRae and starts jumping up and down and celebrating like it's Lex Luger winning the WWE title at SummerSlam, which I don't know, that distracts Candice LeRae long enough to where Zoe Stark hits a big old spear and a Z360 for the victory. So Zoe Stark looks like she's running through the women's division for now. Hopefully we get a bit more of an interesting story for her, because right now she's a little bit bland. Just a little. Next, we have a Mustafa Ali interview. He is starting to come down to earth after doing this Happy Ali thing for a while. He's saying, "Oh, I can't do this. This is way too real. For so long, I've dreamt about this moment, and now, after failure after failure, I'm at a place where I want to be." Then Brock Lesnar runs into Ali, basically saying, "Get a life, dork." Goes out in front of the crowd in the ring, does the Codyism on the mic. He said he would boo Cody too, that Cody Rhodes is incapacitated for now, and he pretty much says the Cody-Brock match is off for Night of Champions, so Brock is issuing an open challenge to anyone in the back for Night of Champions. Cody Rhodes comes out, and he's in a sling, so he's clearly hurt. Goes down the ring. Brock and Cody look eye to eye. Cody Rhodes takes off his sling, and then Brock just starts beating him down right into the Kimura lock and just snaps the arm. And Cody's selling. Looks like he just got stabbed or something. And then, Brock just leaves. So it does look like this Cody-Brock match is still going on. It is still being advertised, so we'll see what happens there. Next up, we got a tag team match playa as Alpha Academy take on the Viking Raiders. This match was absolutely nuts. A lot of good spots, including finally Maxine Dupree, who is at ringside, allowing Otis to hit the Caterpillar, which it's always fun to see Otis hit that. Then it looks like Viking Raiders are getting an advantage. After a roll-up, your winners, Alpha Academy. And post-match, you finally see Chad Gable and Maxine kind of acknowledge each other. So it does look like Maxine is going to be associated with Alpha Academy for now. So I don't know what that means for the Maximum Male Models, but crazier stuff has happened. We then get another backstage update for Cody Rhodes. Adam Pearce is looking to go into the trainer's room, and Cody's locker room. That's what it was. And then Cody comes out yelling, "No, everybody out! I don't need this! I don't need this!" Which, that's going to lead to something a little bit later on. Trust me. We then get an Indus Sher vignette, which, that's fine. Hopefully they do something interesting with Indus Sher in the next couple weeks. We then get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor, and while not as great as it could be, it was still a nice little TV match and whetted my appetite. Near the end of the match, Priest trips Nakamura with the ref distracted. Then that leads to a big old clothesline from Priest on the outside. Uh, Balor and Nakamura are trading blows. And then as Nakamura is getting ready for Kinshasa, Priest pulls Finn Balor to the outside of the ring. And then after a stomp and a coup de grace, your winner, Finn Balor. I do hope they got something big coming up for Balor, because I think he more than deserves it. And yeah, we'll see what happens from there. We then get Raquel Rodriguez versus Sonya Deville. This is pretty much the most one-sided match I've ever seen. I don't think Sonya Deville got a move in. And after a Tiana bomb, your winner, Raquel Rodriguez. And Green and Sonya Deville attack Raquel Rodriguez. And Shotzi makes the save. So it looks like those two are getting back together to go after the tag team titles. We then get Adam Pearce backstage. He's checking notes, whatever. Interviewer comes in, asks about Cody. He pretty much says, yeah, he's not allowing trainers into his locker room to get checked on. And maybe he's afraid he'll lose his match against Brock. Then we get Trish Stratus rolling in, and she asked for a no-touch policy for her contract signing with Becky Lynch for their match at Night of Champions. And Adam Pearce just straight up says, no, that's not going to happen. We then get the contract signing where it's revealed this is Trish's first one. Then Trish brings up, oh, you weren't so eager with your return when I first took you out. It took you a little while. After I beat you at Night of Champions, will you go back to that dark place from whence you came? Then Becky Lynch chimes in that, oh, Trish, you're scared. You're scared I'm going to hurt you at Night of Champions. Then she brings up how Trish thinks she's better than she really was. And at the time of the women's division, it was not good for them. Then she brings up, oh, you want your flowers right now? Yeah, I'm past that. And she thanks Trish Stratus. She thanks for having a career that little girls would have nightmares about having, including barking like a dog in front of your boss, which I can't believe she brought that segment up. That's a deep cut. And then Becky pretty much says, yeah, if you thought your career was a nightmare, wait until you see what happens at Night of Champions after I whoop your butt. And then Becky then flips the table of contracts up, which sends Trish up the ramp. Which, honestly, that was a pretty dang good contract signing segment. It was a little bit different. Didn't end in a brawl, which I do enjoy that. And match at Night of Champions should be pretty dang good. Then we get an interviewer running into Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez, pretty much confirming Shotzi is going to join Raquel in the Fatal 4-Way in a couple of weeks for the women's tag team title, which Raquel and Liv had to vacate due to Liv's injury, which is a shame. Get well soon, Liv Morgan. Next up, we got Dominic Mysterio versus Apollo Crews, and Honestly, I think this was Dom's best match to date. It wasn't as formulaic. One point you did have Dom try for the Three Amigos, but Apollo Crews blocked it. At no point did you see Rhea truly get that involved in this match, which gave, these guys some time. But then after a big old frog splash from coast to coast, your winner, Dom Mysterio. And honestly, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. We then get an AJ Styles hype video, hyping him up for the World Heavyweight title final, including showing some pictures, at least, of his time in TNA winning their title, and New Japan, which was pretty dang cool. And then they showed footage of a match between him and Seth Rollins from, maybe 2003, maybe? In old school NWA show. So that was very interesting to see. We then get the last part of the Seth Rollins interview, pretty much saying it's time for a change. And then he pretty much stated he never felt penned in to be the guy, even though he's held multiple world titles at varying degrees of his career in WWE. This match is everything I ever dreamed of, and I am ready to go all in and create something legendary with this new World Heavyweight title. So, Seth Rollins hyping up this title, very good. AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins should be pretty damn interesting. And finalamo, our main event for Raw. We have a 6-man tag team match playa. You have Imperium taking on Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. And honestly, this match was pretty darn good. Everyone worked their part really well. At one point, we did see Riddle and Gunther going at it, which I definitely would like to see that match. Zayn tries for a couple of haluva kicks on Gunther. Gunther every time counters. He then gets one on Giovanni Vinci for the victory. So your winners, Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, which to me makes me think Roman and Solo are going to win the tag straps this Saturday, in which I really hope not. We then get our final look at Cody Rhodes. He's packing his stuff in his locker room, and then in comes Triple H for his first time on TV in a long time. Pretty much says, hey, I understand what you're going through. I understand that you're angry. Why don't we get a doctor to take a look at that arm and get it evaluated? And then Cody pretty much jumps up and said, no, I don't need it evaluated. I don't want this match taken from me. I want Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions. Then Triple H kind of goes in dad mode, which is interesting. Pretty much telling Cody, oh, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You're definitely different. You had a year on this shelf. It was terrible. And you don't want to be seen as a coward when you come back. What would you like to do? And then Cody pretty much asked Triple H, what would you do? Triple H looks down at him, says, I'll fight. And Cody pretty much says, yeah, at Night of Champions, I'm going to fight Brock Lesnar, and I'm going to beat him. So, yeah, nice little hype for that match at the end of the night. Again, a nice night-long narrative. that wasn't necessarily in ring, but it was nice to see. So that is Monday Night Raw for the evening. Come on. We now go to NWA Power, which starts with a little bit of a hoss fight as Blake Troop takes on Talos, and didn't start as the most exciting match of the evening, but then it definitely ramped up a little bit, and then after a big figure 4 by Troop, your winner by submission, Blake Troop, get him a win for the Crockett Cup. Speaking of the Crockett Cup, we got a Trevor Murdoch Mike Knox interview in which they pretty much say, yeah, we're going to run through this entire thing, run through the tag team division. Nothing can stop us. NWA is in for a rude awakening. So, that's going to be interesting. I do hope for some good for these two. I do really like these two. And we'll see what happens. Next up, we got a tag team match at Playa for the NWA World Tag Team titles, as La Rebellion defends against Magnum Muscle. And honestly, these 4 guys have some great chemistry. Definitely a step up from their match at NWA 312. But it ended very, very weirdly as Magnum Muscle hits a double power slam move for the supposed victory. And, pomp and circumstances, they give the titles to them. And then William Patrick Corgan, who's at ringside, pretty much goes to the ref, says, yeah, no, they pinned the illegal man. So it is announced that this happens, and La Rebellion keep the titles, which I do wish NWA would have pulled the trigger on that. Mims and Draper definitely deserved a little something. But having this weird non-finish definitely brings this match down more than a bit. Now, next up, we got Kerry Morton versus Jeremiah Plunkett. It was then revealed that if Plunkett lost enough weight, he would challenge for the junior heavyweight title. That didn't happen, so this is a non-title match. And honestly, this was some really good back and forth between these two guys. Including a counter from the Kiss It Goodbye by Morton. Then Morton hits the showstopper. Your winner, Kerry Morton, still doing some heel tactics, so it does look like Kerry is going to turn on his father at the Crockett Cup. We then come to our main event segment, which is the revival of the Master Lock Challenge. Now, if you don't know this, Chris Adonis, back in the day when he was in WWE, he would do the Master Lock Challenge, in which people would attempt to break out of his finisher, the Master Lock. So far, the only person I know has done it is Bobby Lashley, which, no surprise there. His victim this evening is one and only Aaron Stevens. And every time he sits down, Adonis tries to go in for the move. Stevens was like, wait. No, I'm not ready. You need to check his fingernails so he doesn't scratch up my jacket. Goes for it. He checks his nails. They're all good. Goes for it again. Wait. This is a very expensive jacket. I'm going to take it off. He takes off the jacket. Chris Masters takes off his hoodie. He goes for it again. And then he's like, wait. You grabbed my ascot. You can't do that. Can't grab another man's ascot. Takes his off. Then he starts stretching his legs. Then he sits down. But before he could get up again, Chris Masters bum rushes him. Master lock. And immediate tap out. So, Aaron Stevens fails the Master Lock challenge. A pretty entertaining segment. It felt like it was drawn on way too long, though. But overall, NWA was fun this week. Getting ready for the Crockett Cup. Some nice builds. And we'll see what happens next week. And Fine Alamo, your final show for this part of the week, you'll have AEW Dynamite, which of course kicks off with the international title on the line. Orange Cassidy defending against Kyle Fletcher, one half of Aussie Open. And honestly, this match was so back and forth. The chemistry between these two was awesome. White hot from beginning to end. But your winner, via roll-up, Orange Cassidy. It is then revealed that AEW has now signed not only Kyle Fletcher, but his tag team partner, Mark Davis, who just suffered an injury and is going to be out for a little while. Heal up soon, because the one match I want to see is them taking on FTR in the near future. We then get a Ricky Starks interview, pretty much apologizing for what happened last week. He's got a hot head, but now he is in full control. He got beat up every single match by Bullet Club Gold. Now he's ready to take a step away from Bullet Club Gold, as he announced he has entered in the Blackjack Battle Royal. Then Bullet Club Gold attack Ricky Starks, give him a big old chair shot. Pretty much, Juice Robin pretty much says, yeah, you think you're done with us? Think again. So, looks like that story is going to be going on. Hopefully Ricky gets some backup. Maybe he reunites with Powerhouse Hobbs, although I like Hobbs on his own. We then get a Jungle Boy vignette / promo. I don't know what to call that. Pretty much going over his history in Vegas as he drove up and down prior to AEW. So he knows that road very, very well. When AEW first got started, at the first Double or Nothing, he went in there as nothing. And now he's in the main event for this year's Double or Nothing. And come Monday, he's going to drive down that road AEW champion. Which, that was I think that was Jungle Boy's best promo. He's definitely been working on it, and I could see him winning. He's probably not going to win, but I could see it. We then get an FTR in-ring promo, pretty much calling Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal carnies and trash, saying they politicked their way into their position. They feel like they're always a step ahead, but this past Wednesday you got lucky, and at Double or Nothing, your luck runs out. They then run down TNA for whatever reason. Like, I get it. It's TNA is such an easy target. I don't get the hate anymore. Like, leave them alone. Then Mark Briscoe comes out. Looks like he's got a pissed off look on his face. FDR apologized for him for Dax pile driving him a few weeks ago. And then they go over their history with the Briscoes. And now, instead of doing it with you, we're going to beat these guys up for you. And then as, FDR is trying to apologize more to Mark Briscoe, he just slaps the taste out of Dax Harwood's face. Cash Wheeler is trying to play Peacemaker. Mark Briscoe gets out of the ring. Down comes the entire J&J crew, including Karen Jarrett. He slaps Karen, which the camera doesn't see. Slaps Jeff Jarrett. Slaps Sanjay Dutt. Then he gets up to Jay Lethal. He pretty much says, "We've been boys. I don't want to do anything to you. Gonna regret. But just on Sunday, I'm gonna call this down the middle, because he's gonna be the special guest referee for the tag team title match." We then get a Sammy Guevara interview, as it's revealed by the interviewer. The offer from MJF still stands for Double or Nothing, where he takes the pin from MJF. And Sammy pretty much says, "Yeah, I'm not laying down for you." Sammy Guevara isn't for sale. I live in the real world now, and I'm grown up. And Sunday, I'm going to take your world title. Which, interesting little promo. It did kind of get me on Sammy Guevara's side a little bit, but I don't think he's winning. Next up, the Trios titles are on the line as the House of Black defend against AR Fox, Metalik, and Blake Christian. And the house rules chosen by the opponents? It's Lucha rules, meaning you do not have to tag to get in the match. Once your partner rolls out of the ring, that's your opportunity to get in. And with that pace was pretty dang awesome. Like, as soon as someone was knocked out, they would roll out the ring, another guy would come in, and it was just... It was awesome. At one point, Buddy Matthews gets AR Fox in the cloverleaf. He gets to the ropes, but no rope break, so he can hold it in. AR Fox then dumps himself and Matthews to the floor. AR Fox then misses the 450. Bunch of super kicks from Buddy Matthews. And then a big sleeper hold from Brody King for the submission victory. So your winners, still Trios champions, House of Black. We then get an Anarchy in the Arena vignette, so that's going to be crazy. We then get a Blackpool Combat Club promo in which they say, we got 2 objectives for this week. Objective 1, Claudio and Yuta win the Ring of Honor tag titles. Mission 2, end the Elite in Anarchy in the Arena. Call themselves the best in the world and the standard of pro wrestling. Welcome to the major leagues, kid. We step up when it counts. The Blackpool Combat Club always delivers. Which, every one of those guys can cut a really good promo, and they did really well here. We then get an MJF in-ring promo, which he pretty much calls out his opponents, wishing the worst for them, in which I am not going to repeat it word for word. Then he brings up the word homegrown, and he pretty much says, yeah, it doesn't get more homegrown than us. 4 years ago, when AEW started, no one really knew who any of us four were. Now, we're in the main event of the big pay-per-view. And now we are AEW. However, I don't know if I want to be anymore. He's feeling bored, like there's no competition and a lack of respect from the fans. He keeps bringing up his contract coming up in 2024. And that's why we're having a Fatal 4-Way Sunday, because Tony Khan is hitting the panic button and hoping someone could take my title. And he should be worried, because this is my ball, I earned it, and maybe I just take it home with me. Then out comes Darby Allin. Pretty much says, yeah, I've lost a lot with my mental health. I've been told to play it safe early on in my career, and I was cleaning toilets in a Taco Bell. Not really he didn't say Taco Bell, I forget where he said. However, he then realized he didn't want to spend his time cleaning toilets. He wanted to wrestle, and that's why Sunday, I'm going to take your title, and I'm going to do it with a headlock takeover. Before MJF could respond, he kicks him in the twig and berries. It looks like he's going to go for a shot with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Sammy Guevara comes out. MJF bails, goes up the ramp, pretty much mouthing, yeah, this is my title. You're not having this. Out comes Jungle Boy from behind, who decks MJF and holds up the title for himself. Maybe a little bit of foreshadowing for a Jungle Boy heel turn. We'll see. Could be interesting. Then we get a Wardlow vignette, pretty much with him pretty much saying, yeah, Christian Cage, you feel like you're at home in ladder matches. You made them famous over the years. However, I also am okay at ladder matches, as I won the Face of the Revolution ladder match to get this shot. And in 4 days, we see who the better man is. We then get a very interesting matchup as Taya Valkyrie takes on Lady Frost in her AEW debut. Or at least her Dynamite debut. I'm pretty sure she's had matches on Dark. She's definitely had matches in Ring of Honor, which her last one with Miranda Alizé was pretty dang good. A lot of nice back and forth, including a big old cannonball from Lady Frost to Taya. Taya gets back up on her feet. Jade Cargill and her crew are up on the ramp watching. Matchup continues. We can then get a backbreaker, which that looked like it stung, into a Road to Valhalla for Taya Valkyrie win. She starts jawing with Jade Cargill. Looks like Jade's going to get into the ring, and Mark Sterling stops her. So, looks like we're going to save this for the pay-per-view. I'm going to say I'm pretty hyped for that match. We then get the next Tony Khan announcement for Collision. that the first episode is going to be taking place at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. And pretty much you know what that means. The Pepsi Man is back. That's right, looks like CM Punk is coming back to work. And I'm kind of excited for it, but I'm also a little kind of not, because, of Brawl Out, which we don't really know all the information about. So I do hope this works. We then get a very interesting Adam Page interview. Basically asking about his friendship with the Elite. Pretty much says, yeah, me and the Young Bucks are good, but me and Kenny, we're a little bit different. We feel like we're more than friends. We're family. And even through thick and thin. And then he turns to the camera, pretty much says, Blackpool Combat Club, you almost took the Elite away from me again. Well, this Sunday, in Anarchy in the Arena, we're going to pay the price with your blood. Which, I can't wait for that match. That match is going to be absolutely crazy. We then get, and I can't believe this, we get the Chris Jericho Adam Cole contract signing for the unsanctioned match. Now, this is a different kind of contract. The match is still set. It is not recognized by AEW. However, this is more of a waiver, pretty much waiving that any injury or bodily harm that comes through during this match will be not be held accountable by AEW, which, it's a good clause. Soon as Jericho sits down, Adam Cole grabs the clipboard, signs the contract immediately. He then gets a mic, pretty much says, for weeks, I've been wondering why you attacked Britt Baker. I'm wondering, and now I kind of have my answer. You're a scumbag and a disgusting human being. Which, damn, Adam Cole, tell us how you really feel. Then he pretty much says, Jericho, you believe you're invincible. Well, on Sunday, we're going to find out how invincible you are. With this match, and the blood will not be on AEW's hands. They'll be on mine, and that's just how I like it. Which, dang, Adam Cole, you're deranged. Then he pretty much says he promises he's going to break his legs, shatter his jaw, and break his hands, which, dang, Cole. Jericho then signs again. Then Jericho brings up, oh, your head injury must have messed with your memory, because I remember the Britt Baker attack a little bit differently. Then he shows it on the big screen. Pretty much says, yeah, you were there. You were unable to protect Britt Baker. So this is on you, not me. And it looks like Adam Cole is going to try to pop Jericho in the mouth. Roderick Strong is holding him back. Jericho has the JAS. They're taunting him. Jericho pretty much says, yeah, you cannot beat the Ocho. Which, I'm so happy Jericho calls himself that. That's hilarious. We got you outsmarted. There's 5 of us, only 2 of you. Cole then reveals, yeah, I called for help. Someone from Las Vegas. And everyone thinks, oh, Bobby Fish is back. Then he pretty much says, he's homicidal. He's genocidal. He's suicidal. Sabu comes out. Which, dang, I did not see that one coming. gets in the ring, grabs one of the chairs from the contract signing, throws it at Matt Menard's face, which, dang, that was crazy. It is then revealed at Double or Nothing, Sabu is going to be the guest enforcer. It does seem, they keep announcing he's going to be in Adam Cole's corner, which I guess it kind of makes sense, holding off until Kyle O'Reilly is good to go, which hopefully that will be Sunday. We then get right into the next match, which is Roderick Strong versus Daniel Garcia. And honestly, this match was absolutely fantastic. A lot of great match stuff, and it looked like they wanted to kill each other. And then after a end of Heartache, your winner, Roderick Strong. We then have AEW showing some highlights of Willow Nightingale beating Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks, for the New Japan Strong Women's Champion from over this past weekend, which a nice little touch from AEW. I do wish she was given a little bit more. Like maybe a little parade around the ring or something. Something a tad bit more. And then Fine Alamo, our main event of the evening. We have the Lucha Brothers defending their Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships against the Blackpool Combat Club, being represented by Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. Castagnoli, on a recent episode of Rampage, I believe it was, he beat Rey Fenix in a pretty much contenders match where the winner would get a shot at the loser's title. So that led to this. This match was really, really good. A lot of near falls, a lot of saves, a lot of really good high flying from the Lucha Brothers. A lot of good stuff from Yuta too. Yuta is severely underrated, and his spot in the Blackpool Combat Club is earned. Now, near the end of the matchup, it looks like the Blackpool Combat Club haven't won. From outside the ring, from under the ring, you have the Young Bucks holding on Claudio's legs. Looks like he's gonna break up a pinfall after a Fear Factor by the Lucha Brothers on Yuta. Your winners, still tag team champions, the Lucha Brothers. Moxley comes out. Young Bucks are up the steps. Mox has a mic. He pretty much says, "Smile while you can, boys. At Double or Nothing, we're going to war, and it'll be the wildest match in AEW history. And for those of you who are squeamish, don't really like blood, you haven't seen anything yet." Which, yeah, I'm ready for that. I enjoy blood in my wrestling. I hope this is a big bloody mess, and I cannot wait. So, that is the first part of the week for my review in pro wrestling. Like I announced the other day, I will not be reviewing SmackDown or Rampage because Under Siege will be on for Impact Wrestling. And no review on Saturday because I have a family event. So my reviews for the rest of the week will be on Sunday. So that's probably going to be Impact Wrestling, the return of MLW Fusion, which I'm excited for, and Ring of Honor. So I hope you guys tune in for that. Please remember to like the video, leave some comments. What did you think about this first part of this week? And let me know what you think of the rest of the week, because I am all ears. Until next time, happy wrestling, everybody. Peace.